Hello, everybody. Welcome to Awesome Talk Season 24, Episode 2 on June 20th, 2025. Welcome to the show, everybody. So much has happened since... I can't unmute you guys. You guys have to unmute yourselves now. The mute options on this new shit that we're using have changed twice on their own since we started this last week. Somebody let me know when Kristen's in so I can let her into the show. Yeah. No, you can actually mute yourself again because I'm echoing. But so a lot has happened in the last week. I don't even know where to start. It's a shit show. Welcome, New Jersey Joker's there. I see Minnie Mama is there. I see my cousin John is there. I see New Jersey Joker in 3 different places. All over the place. Welcome, everybody. Do me a favor if you're here, just say you're here in the chat, and follow and subscribe, please. That's dope. Salty Puppy, what is up? Welcome. Oh man, I don't know where to start tonight, which is usually the thing that I struggle with the most.
You seem a little discombobbled. What happened?
I am a little bit. I've worked basically 12-hour days almost every single day this week, and it's just really like worn me down as a human being in the last week. So I just have these like certain goals I have to fucking meet to make a certain amount of money to try to keep us as afloat as humanly possible, because money is a complete and total fucking disaster. So,
Yes,
it
when I said
is.
there was no food, I meant that like almost literally, except for cat food and low blood sugar food, which are pretty much the most important things around here.
Yeah. Yeah, the little I had left, I bought cat food because it's not their fault. They don't have any. They don't have any choice. Yeah,
Where
man.
is Kristen?
Kristen said she was on her way,
Okay.
so you guys got to let me know when she's there. And again, I'm sorry about to you guys here that I'm on the show with, that the whole mute situation is so bizarre. It keeps changing. I don't know if it's not something I'm doing.
Can we put like a sound shield between you and I so that way the needing to mute constantly problem no longer exists? Like some sort of sound shield.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep saying sound shield.
Yeah,
like I have
frustrating.
I have 3 monitors at my desk, and the
Same.
one to the left of me is the one between Rick and I, and the one on the left is like a larger curved monitor. Can I like put some sort of soundproofing behind that
So I
monitor?
I do have like a microphone soundproofing piece of equipment in the other room. I'm not sure how much it will help us in our situation, but it might help because it's pretty good. So maybe next time we'll try to get that set up, and I mean, honestly, we should. It's because we're in the same room, and the microphone.
I know what the reason is. I'm aware of the reason.
The microphone you're using picks up everything, but right now it's not picking me up.
The weird thing is that it really shouldn't pick up everything.
I agree, because I've seen people sit in the same room with your microphone, like more than one person, and talk in the same room and not have this problem. Now, right now, we're not having this problem. I don't know if you're muting it, but I don't hear me at all. Yeah, well, it's working great right now. So anyway, I don't know where to start this evening. Since we were last on the show,
I have a good place to start, but I wish Kristen was here. I feel like Kristen should be here for it.
Do you want to hold off on that little piece until she gets here?
Yeah, I wish I knew where she was.
So I don't know if I want to talk about Vance Bolter, the guy who killed 2 Democratic politicians last week, or if I want to talk about something more lighthearted, like that there's another Harold and Kumar movie coming.
There's a lot of movies coming.
Yes, there are a lot of movies coming.
But then again, there's always talk of movies coming, but they never actually get here, so.
I'm a huge fan of this Harold and Kumar movies. Like, I always feel like if somebody has never been to New Jersey before and they want to get a really good feel for what New Jersey's like, there's 2 movies that they could watch, and neither one of them is Garden State. If you want to know what New Jersey feels like, you should watch Clerks 1, Harold, and the first Harold and Kumar movie, and then maybe Clerks 2. But I think Clerks 1, now I'm echoing again real bad.
Well, maybe it's that you just have an echo, like a natural echo.
That would be weird. But I think if you've never been to New Jersey before, those 2 movies are at the top of the list to get a feel for what it's like here. Even now, even though those movies are old, it still holds up.
Pat, if you were going to tell someone to watch a movie in order to get a feel of what New Jersey is like, what movie would you pick? You're muted.
That's a tough one, to be honest.
I agree.
I don't know about Clerks because that's all localized to one storefront. And unless you hung out in front of storefronts, then it's not really gonna apply.
But
I think he's talking about a vibe more than an environment.
Right. Very
like
Jersey
a vibe. A feeling.
Mallrats kind of hit it.
What'd you say?
Same director though. I mean, it's like all those, like there was Red Bank in that other movie, Dogma or whatever.
Yeah.
Salty Puppy said Lords of Flatbush.
Yeah.
Flatbush is New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, because each part of New Jersey is so vastly different. Like if you go to northern Jersey, there's a lot. It's much different than around here. You know.
Some people would argue that anything above the Raritan Bridge doesn't count.
I was just gonna say, some people have their own ideas about what to include and what to not include.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. So it's kind of hard to say what actually represents Jersey.
Justin, what do you think? I feel like you would have. Justin, you live in New Jersey. Yeah. What do you think, Justin? What do you think? What movie do you think?
I just want to point out that I don't think Garden State does it, but then again, I haven't seen that movie in like 20 years.
I never saw it.
Went back, I never saw it either. Zach Braff, he says Clerks is good. I think Clerks captures a lot of different things, and I think the first two Clerks movies together capture even more. I think the vibe is good, but I also think the vibe is good because the fact that they are in, that they both one takes place in a store and one in a restaurant, that like you have all kinds of people coming and going all the time. So you get a whole mix of different types of people. And there's something in the Harold and Kumar movie that always stood out to me that felt very New Jersey. Now I'm echoing again.
Motherfucker.
In the first Harold and Kumar movie, okay, there is I have a story about.
Wait, can I just? I have to interrupt you because I have to say something important.
Yeah.
Does anybody here know that Friday the 13th is a New Jersey movie? Does anybody know that?
Oh, no
because
shit.
Now they do.
No shit.
And depending on what vibe you're looking for.
Oh, my mom said Halloween. Is it Halloween you mean, or is it?
No,
Friday
it's
the 13th?
Friday the 13th.
It is Friday?
Friday the 13th is a New Jersey movie.
There's a scene in Harold
like
and Kumar.
Like the Pine Barrens or something?
You're muted.
Blairstown, New Jersey. But various parts of New Jersey. But I don't know if it takes place in New Jersey I don't know if Camp Crystal Lake is like, it's not Camp Crystal Lake in real life. In real life, it's a Boy Scout camp in Blairstown, New Jersey.
So the scene in Harold and Kumar, one that really stands out to me that I feel like is very, very New Jersey, and correct me if you guys don't agree with me on this. There is a scene where in Harold and Kumar, it's interesting because they drive all over, like they drive everywhere in that movie, and so there's a scene where Kumar has to piss. So they pull over and Kumar goes into the woods to take a leak. And he's in like these like vast woods to take a piss. And he walks up to a bush and he unzips and he starts to pee. And then like out of the darkness, Jamie Kennedy walks in out of nowhere, and he's like wearing a suit, and he's got a mustache, and he's clearly hammered, and he stands directly next to him, sitting and like by the bush, and starts to pee into the same bush. And Kumar gets really uncomfortable, and he's just like, "Why did you choose this bush?" And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Why did you choose this bush?" He's like, "Seems as good of a bush as any other bush." He's like, "Yeah, but you could have chosen that one or that one or that one." I'm all by myself here. Like, why'd you choose this bush? And then the guy starts getting really pissed off. And Kumar's like, you know what? I'm going to stop arguing because I don't want to get stabbed tonight. And there's something about that whole scene that feels really New Jersey to me. Hey, what's up, Josh?
Yeah, there's a lot of. I'm looking at a lot of movies and I'm like, what the fuck? This was in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Like IQ. Remember that movie?
No.
It was like the guy was going out with Einstein's granddaughter or some shit.
Oh, that's interesting.
Salty Puppy, I was about to say the thing that I can think of off the top of my head that feels the most New Jersey to me is The Sopranos. But I know that's not a movie. But when I think of anything on screen, that's like the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, that is also very obviously New Jersey.
I mean, The Sopranos shows a shitload of New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's not really the vibe, though.
It's a vibe from a certain kind of...
It's a very culture. Local vibe. Yeah, it's a very...
It feels very much... It feels familiar to me. It feels familiar.
I mean, it's very familiar to me, too.
Yeah, every time it comes on, Sarah's like, "Yeah, this sounds way too close."
This
to
feels
home.
like a family reunion. It
For
feels
real.
like a fucking family dinner to me.
I actually was that was the first show I binge watched when I broke my kneecap because I was like it makes me it reminds me of family.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. There's so many times watching that show that I was like, I've heard that so many times.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting story.
Yep,
I really
exactly,
love-
Justin. Agreed, Justin.
I didn't bother. It's like watching the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Josh, it's been a while, man. You should head over to the Twitch feed and check us out there. But there's no harm in where you are right now. Anybody that I see on all of our platforms, there are people right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So
Is anybody watching on the YouTubes?
I'm
trying.
But
I'm
now,
really-
now, no. I have all of them
Okay.
open. So
Good, because my computer wanted to explode when I had every video playing simultaneous last week. So now I just have Facebook on my phone and Twitch on my computer.
hello, beautifully alien. Welcome. So I'm a huge, huge fan of the Harold and Kumar movies. I like all of them.
Oh wait,
So
wait! I can't. Every time you start this conversation, I
killing my
stop.
story.
It's almost it from a viewer's perspective. It almost looks like I don't want you to say what you're about to say,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
swear that's not actually true. It's just
It's okay,
complete
go ahead.
coincidence. It's that every time you start, another new person pops into the chat at the exact same moment you start. So it's not really me stopping you; it's them. I want to ask Adam the same question now that he jumped in.
Oh,
which
good.
is,
Yeah, good one.
Adam, if there is any movie that you can think of that takes place in New Jersey that
That
feels like the way New Jersey feels to you, which will probably be a unique perspective, what movie or even TV show comes to mind? Okay, now fucking say it and get it out before I interrupt you again.
Okay. So I love the Harold and Kumar movies. They're like one of my favorite sets of movies. So before the Christmas movie came out, the Harold and Kumar Christmas, okay, I was working at a community college, okay, and I was my boss at the time tasked me with coming up with something interesting for students, and I was like, and I hadn't really done anything of any interest that year, and I was like, okay, I'll just go as big as I possibly can. Now at the time, Cal Penn, who plays Kumar in the Harold and Kumar movies, he was working for Barack Obama at the White House, okay, so I don't know what led me to look this up, but I can't remember what club I got involved, but one of the student clubs I got involved with. What the fuck? He was doing like a community something or other for Barack Obama, right? So I put in an application online to have a meeting with him, a virtual meeting, okay? So I get an email back that says they would love to do it. Here's a phone number to call. Can you mute? Here's a phone number to call so that we could set it up. So
wait, it said, could you mute? Here's a number to call?
No, I told you to mute.
I see.
So I call the number and fucking Cal Penn answers the phone. And I'm like trying to just stay focused on what we need to talk about, like setting up this thing for the students. And Cal Penn is just talking to me, and he's just Cal Penn. And we get to the end of the conversation. He goes, all right, I think we're good to go. He goes, is there any other questions you have? And I said, yeah. I said, completely on a side note. I go, when is the next Harold and Kumar movie coming out? And he's like, well, sir, I cannot talk about that on this channel at the moment. I'll just say soon. And I was like, thank you. And then we got off the phone. And then a week later, he zoomed in. It wasn't Zoom at the time. It was probably Skype at the time. And he Skyped in and met with all the students. And I basically looked at my boss, and I said, well, I got a Hollywood movie star to Skype in from the White House. Is that big enough? And that was a pretty big deal. So I don't know, it was pretty funny. I always thought it'd be great to have him on the show because he's from Freehold. And he's from New Jersey. I don't know if he lives in New Jersey right now, but I always thought he'd be a great guest because he just seems like, even if he didn't come on this show as just like for like an interview, like just to hang out and just be on the show, I think he'd be a really, really great guest. I see that Scott said, "Will you yell if I say Clerks?" We just talked about Clerks. We just said Clerks.
Is it Scott or Adam? It's Adam.
Is it?
Yes.
That old movie Big was in New Jersey, apparently.
Was it? I guess that board. So which boardwalk was that then?
I thought it was Coney Island, to be honest.
So did I.
Huh.
That's with Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Salty Puppy is in Florida? I don't know if I ever... Oh, yeah. I think maybe you mentioned that before. Where is Kristen? Oh, Kristen, where are you?
Yeah, send her a message. See what's going on.
Well, I guess I could do that. I could do that.
And before we started, I was at Wingstop for like 40 minutes, just sitting there.
Who the hell spends 40 minutes at the Wingstop?
I've never been to a Wingstop.
Not on purpose.
I don't even know if I've ever lived by a Wingstop. Have they been around for a long time, like more than 10 years? Or is that the reason why I've never been to one?
I would say close to 10 years, if not more. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I've just never lived by a Wingstop then, I guess.
Yeah.
We never had one around here until like maybe a few years ago.
Would you say the wings are quality?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good. I've never had Wingstop. I've never had West Wild Wings. What's it called? Wild West Wings?
Yeah, I never had that.
What the fuck is it called? They had one at the Monmouth Mall for a while. And it was like a buffalo with like wings. It was like the thing.
Buffalo Wild Wings?
That's it. Buffalo Wild Wings, yeah.
You weren't even close.
No, I was way off.
And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Wild West Wings. Yeah.
That's like, I've never had that before. Well, yeah, you definitely have not.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
I never had that either. The real one. But it's all right. I mean, it's just like regular chicken.
Yeah.
It's not fatty or anything. It's just by the time you get it home, it's like, I don't know.
Shot to hell, or?
It's like not crispy by the time you get home, that's for sure.
See, there's certain foods that I like when they get sort of rank on the way home, like when they get nastier.
You might like
almost everything.
Yeah.
See, okay, Rick likes his food in like pretty much the most awful ways. Like
facts, truth.
Like if I'm cooking something, I won't clean up my cooking mess until after I've eaten. And the reason why is because I have to eat the food when it's as hot as humanly possible. It has to be like literally just off the fire hot. And if I clean first before I eat, then my food won't be hot enough for me and it'll make me upset. So if I get food out somewhere, I will put it in the oven before I eat it because there's no fucking way by the time it gets here, it's hot enough. Rick, on the other hand, will like the food to be cold, gross, mushy, wet, old, like fucking whatever. Like it's
wet
so
from like the styrofoam condensation.
Like if I go to Five Guys Burgers and Fries, I like a cold, wet bag of fries by the time I get home.
I don't even understand it. Like he doesn't like 99.99999 minus Rick % of the world likes French fries hot and crispy, and Rick is like, oh, I like them mushy and cold and wet and old and gross. Wingstop, like what?
Yeah.
Wingstop is your joint to go. You're gonna love it. Because
as soon as I fix
what the fuck happens to it.
Yeah.
He
as soon as I fix my cholesterol.
Food. Yes, that's exactly right.
As soon as I fix my cholesterol, I'll give it a try. It's college student. Yeah, but I also like really, really good food at the same time.
Yeah, but everything you just described is the opposite of that. And your version of good might not be good. It might just be
I'm all over the spectrum with foods. I also like intensely very good high-end rich-ass foods at the same time as I like garbage shit food. So I'm sort of, I'm a connoisseur, really.
I don't think this is like too bad for you, honestly. There's not too much to it. It's just
So depending on who makes
but
the
chicken
wings,
There's not a
itself
lot of
is
oil in the
pretty high in
potatoes.
cholesterol.
Truth.
The cholesterol comes from the chicken itself.
it does, but wings are white meat and they're very, very low cholesterol.
No,
and
the
in some
cholesterol
cases,
comes from the skin. It's not the.
yes, I get
the
that, but
cholesterol
there's
comes
little
from the
skin on wings.
No, they're
so if you,
tenders.
It's the ridiculous
so
thing
a
I've ever
serving
heard.
of wings is really only like 7% saturated fat. It is really low. But if you were to do thighs, you're fucked. Your thighs will give you a heart attack.
When did you
But
start worrying
wings are
about
fine.
cholesterol?
When I found out my cholesterol was fucking 224.
Is
His
that bad?
cholesterol.
Yeah, it's bad. It's real
he's
bad.
at really, really high risk of having heart disease.
At the
So-
moment, but we're hoping that we caught it early enough because 2 years ago when I got tested, it was fine. So within the last 2 years, it skyrocketed, and I had to take a real hard look at what I was eating every day and be like, all right, I need to fucking fix this. And since I found out, I also want to announce this. This is good news. Since I found out, I've lost 10 pounds.
Hey,
Yeah.
did you lose 10 pounds of cholesterol?
I hope so. I hope so. But I got to tell you, man, the difference that in the way that you feel in a lot of ways when you lose 10 pounds is I mean, dude, I just had to be. I know New Jersey Joker's like 224. Yeah, it's fucking terrible, dude. Fucking terrible. And you have to imagine. You have to imagine that I got to that in a 2-year period. So like that's just what. But I mean, that comes with a lot of shit, though, man. That comes with. Can you mute? That comes with also being stuck in the house a lot and like quite honestly dealing with a lot of depression, and you eat to like fucking feel better, and it just leads to you eating the wrong shit fucking constantly. And because food is enjoyable, you know what I mean? But the second I got that news from my doctor, and I'm talking the minute, not the next day, the minute my doctor told me that, my fucking diet changed overnight. Like overnight.
Nice.
And I got on a really good exercise plan, but in the last 2.5 weeks, I didn't do it because I got hurt. But I'm feeling better, so that exercise plan picks up immediately this week. So like I said, I lost 10 pounds, and like I had to like just look at myself and be like, dude, I'm 30 pounds overweight. I am 30 pounds overweight. That is not fucking good, and I'm not just gonna sit here and fucking pretend that like that's okay anymore. It's not okay. And I don't want to die like that. I just don't. And I love fucking food. But the thing is, it's like if you love food like that, you have more of an obligation to be healthy and eat healthy so that you can occasionally enjoy those things without worrying about killing yourself. And I certainly have enough fucking
human body that's probably all it takes to actually have the responsibility to make sure your heart doesn't explode.
And I've certainly seen
come through.
Oh, I said I think just having a human body is all it needs for you to have the responsibility to make sure your heart doesn't explode.
Yeah. And I've seen this the dark side of this firsthand because my father growing up, I mean, he hit 500 pounds at one point. And he fucking destroyed himself.
God damn.
With food.
Pardon me.
And so I don't want that to happen. I mean, I'm nowhere near where the fuck he was. So I got as high up as 2 months ago. I was 217, and now I'm down to 207.
Nice.
So I feel like as long as I stay on the diet that I'm currently on, and as soon as I get back to exercising, I'll melt off another 10 pounds really fast. Luckily, I might have my father's appetite, but I also have my mother's metabolism. And sometimes those things work together poorly, and sometimes they work together well, and it all depends on how focused I am on what I want to do. So, if you were the fucking food, you would lose weight because you wouldn't be eating it, and you'd be burning calories with food settings.
Not wrong.
But yeah, so losing 10 pounds was a big deal, and I feel like I'm going to lose another 10 pounds quickly.
Here's the thing, Adam. I feel like the type of food that, like, a dude would fuck, and I say that because, like, obviously the body parts change the motion of the ocean.
Sure.
I feel like the type of foods that a dude would fuck are not the type of foods that would give you high cholesterol. Like you're like if you had a dick, I feel like you're more likely to fuck a fruit than you would be a chicken wing. or a rib.
Or a mashed fruit.
So I don't really know if your advice actually applies.
You gotta be careful because the wrong fruit or something, you're gonna get a UTI. It's gonna fuck your shit up. All the sugars or something.
You bring up a good point too. I kind of feel like applesauce would burn, orange juice would burn.
I feel like a cannoli, like you suggested, would probably fuck your shit up. You get cannoli cream in there.
Wait, why would it burn? Like, if you don't have any open wounds, why would it burn? I don't understand.
Well, I feel like if I got orange juice jammed up my pee hole, it would certainly burn. It's acidic.
Yeah. If you have any cuts or anything, that shit's gonna sting.
Yeah, why do you have cuts on your dick?
Yeah, why is your dick cut up?
I'm just saying in the general area. If you have any scrapes or anything.
Has Dick's been to a lot of fucking gang fights.
Your rug burned your dong. So speaking of food, guys, Anne Burrell died.
I think her name's Anne Burrell. Is it not?
Well, anyway, she's dead.
Okay.
I liked her. There's a lot of people on the Food Network that I think are annoying. Yo, but I seem to like people who are annoying too.
I mean, here's the thing. I think it's pretty obvious that Food Network on purpose picks people that are annoying in one way or the other. Like, let's take a gander. Oh, Salty Puppy. Okay, she's like a famous TV chef. She's like that really tall chick with the like white blonde faux hawk. I mean, it's not really a fucking faux hawk. She just had like hair that stuck straight up in the air. I mean, you wouldn't really call that a mohawk just because it stands up in the air, right? I mean, there's something about Mary had hair that stuck straight up in the air. She didn't have a fucking faux hawk, right? Anyway, she died the other day. She was like 55. There's a picture of her.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think Food Network on purpose picks people that have something annoying about them. I mean, look at them. There's a long list of that being true. We don't even have to get started on Rachel Ray. She's like the most fucking annoying person on earth. And
some people think Rachel Ray is really hot.
Either way, she's the most annoying person ever. Then you have Bobby Flay. I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah, Bobby Flay's easy to dislike.
Annoying.
Easy to dislike.
Beyond.
Yeah. Who's that other guy that I like but also hate that you always talk about? Joe, is his name Satriani? Is that the name?
I don't know.
The guy who does the Master Chef with Gordon Ramsay and the Hispanic dude. The bald guy. You always say his mother's the reason why he's famous.
I don't. Oh. Yeah, Joe Bastianich.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, Justin, no kidding. Bobby Flay's the fucking pits.
Bobby Flay's from New Jersey.
Ugh.
I've been to Bobby's.
Why you don't like him?
I've been to Bobby Flay's Steakhouse in Atlantic City, and I got to tell you, it was really good. But I got to tell you,
here's a little hint though. He didn't cook any of that food.
No, but his chefs are supposed to cook it like he would cook it. That's the whole thing.
Allegedly.
Here's the other thing. Let me tell you another story. Oh my god, dude! Wait till you hear this. Holy shit, you're gonna throw up. Okay. Bobby Flay had a fast food restaurant for a while. And it was called Burger something or other. Okay, he had a burger.
Bob's Burgers.
No, it wasn't Bob's Burgers. I don't know what the fuck he called it, but there was one in Eatontown for a while. Okay, and it was clear when I went there that everybody that worked there was on painkillers. Like, you can just tell when people are taking fucking pills, and like every kid that worked there was on drugs. Okay, so I would get food from there because it was just like the best. Like, if you're fucked up, that food was the shit.
Justin, we need more information.
So one time, I take, I go there and I get a burger and I get fries, right? I come home, I open up the burger, I take the top bun off, and there's the finger of a rubber glove right on top of my burger.
Nice.
Dude.
Got the extra special.
Now here's I don't know if this is the more fucked up part, But obviously, I put the burger back together. I take it. I drive it all the way back.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say that you took it off the burger and continued eating. And I wouldn't
No
have even
way.
been surprised if you said that, which is so fucking sad.
You can't eat it after finger condoms in it.
So I take it back and I look. I walk in. I look at the girl at the counter. I go, yeah, I just bought this. I brought it all the way the fuck home. I said, and there is the finger of a rubber glove on the burger. And she takes it from me and she goes, oh. And she goes in the back and then just gives me a new bag of no sorry, no, oh, that's disgusting, no, I can't believe this happened. There was almost virtually like no verbal communication whatsoever. They just gave me another burger. But I don't think that was the weirdest experience I ever had bringing back food. I one time picked up some Japanese food. Right, I had gotten like hibachi, and when you buy hibachi and you bring it home, they put it in like a fucking container, right? And everything is separated. You got your fucking noodles and your rice and your shrimp and your chicken or your whatever protein, and it's all separated, right? So I bring this shit home. I look inside the lid, which is clear, and something fucking moved. Something ran through it. I don't know if it was a roach. I don't know what the fuck it was, right? And I probably was angry about some other shit that day, but I completely lost my fucking mind. So I'm driving the fuck back, and I call them on my way there, and I'm like, hi, I just bought some food, and there's something moving in it, and now I'm bringing it back. So the guy who's the manager gets on the phone with me and he goes, how do I know you're telling me the truth? And I went, are you calling me a liar, motherfucker? And I lost my fucking mind, right? So,
Them in Japanese.
huh?
Rick screaming at them in Japanese.
All of a sudden I can speak Japanese. So now I roll up, right? And my girlfriend at the time she saw my brain snap. And I roll up, I get out of the fucking car, I'm holding the bag because the guy's arguing with me on the phone, calling me a liar. And as I'm approaching the door, there are people who are going into the restaurant, and I go, don't go here. There are bugs in the fucking food, like the food I just fucking got. And they were like, ho! So now, I'm echoing.
Oh my God.
So now, I fucking swing the fucking door. I mean, I pulled the door open so hard it almost broke off the fucking restaurant. And I walked through the door, and the manager is standing there, and he goes, I'm a nice man. I'm a nice man. I'm a nice man. And I'm just like, then you're going to fucking replace this with food that doesn't have insects in it. And
Whoa. You're going to need to slow down and back the fuck up. Because the fact that you just are openly admitting that you were going to eat their food,
you're damn right I was.
quote unquote, without the bugs. Bugs lay eggs, dude. What are you talking about? You don't fucking eat any food from there. Zero.
Even if bugs lay eggs, man, you throw it on the grill, those eggs, they fry right off.
Okay, I'm all right. We need to like we need to like recap. Right? We need to like regroup. We need to like regroup right the fuck now. Okay.
Sure.
Like when we were talking about Rick likes gross food, like cold and old. Okay, that was not the same as bug eggs and
I didn't find eggs. I saw something moving. Okay, and I took it like
I'm
maybe it was a moth.
right now because I can't even fucking get my thoughts together anymore.
I took it like maybe Bobby's Burger Palace. That's what it was called. Thank you, New Jersey Joker. That's Bobby's Burger Palace. It was a very, very strange.
And by the way,
color
Justin,
scheme.
you can't fucking just throw that one out there about meeting him multiple times and then letting it go. Like you have to elaborate.
How is he a horrible human being in
you
person?
Need to elaborate him. Justin met him and Bobby Flay took a burger, opened it, and smushed it on his face and then walked away.
You're like, hi, you're Bobby Flay. And he's like, fuck you. And he just shoves it in your mouth. Yeah.
Apparently he worked with my cousin at one point.
Bobby Flay did?
Before he was famous, yeah.
I always felt like...
He was like under my cousin. Because my cousin was like the head chef at the place or something.
I would love to see him and Ramsey kind of go head to head. Though I like Ramsey.
I'm sure
I think
that's
Ramsey's
happened.
a good...
You just didn't know.
I think Ramsey's anger is more performative. When he was in Nothing, he used to serve for NYU diners. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not even sure what the fuck made him so famous. I know he had some show on the cooking on the fucking Food Network. And man, the Food Network really went through an evolution during a 10-year period. My mother was in charge of setting up those diners. Oh, cool, man. That is dope. Hey Pat, what's going on in the show in one of our other chats? What is up?
What's up?
I feel like if there's any movies that take place mostly at diners, that would probably be my choice for the number one most thing that feels like a New Jersey movie. Adam, are you still there?
What
because
does?
Any movie that would take place almost entirely inside of a diner would be my choice for a movie that feels the most like New Jersey. If there's any movies that mostly take place in a diner, that would be my vote.
Wasn't that that movie where they won the lottery or something? The dude and chick in the diner.
The dude what? Chick in a diner?
He bought a ticket with the girl in the diner, and then they like won the lottery or something, and his wife like tried to sue the chick for
It's weird because what you're describing sounds super vaguely familiar, but my brain can't like pick it out of the air and make it a reality.
Nicolas Cage, I think.
Yeah,
Anything Nicolas Cage is good.
It was called I know what you're talking about. It's like a 90s movie. I forgot the fucking name of it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, anything with a fucking diner in it like 90% of the time is New Jersey. I feel like Adam and I spent probably 90% of our childhood inside of one diner.
I don't know. It felt like New Jersey, but I think it was supposed to be New York. But they like filmed it in northern New Jersey, probably.
It was supposed to. You're right. It was supposed to be New York. You're right. Yes, that's true.
I miss diners a lot, and you're right, Sarah. We used to go there. I mean, a diner was just a place you went to. You went to a diner after a night of partying. You went to diners when you're fucked up after a show. You went to diners just with your friends for fun. Like they were just like this.
That's because the only thing open.
Yeah, they were open.
Yeah, they
were
like open.
Fucking 3 a.m. Like
I think that the diner Adam and I would go to was open 24 hours a day, and then at some point, years after us starting to go there, they changed their hours, and then I think they started to close at 2 a.m. But they used to be open all night, if I'm not wrong. Wrong.
Yeah, the diner is like the North's version of Waffle House. Like everybody just goes to the diner at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
All right, what was your go-to diner order? Like the one that you got like most of it, because most people bought the same thing every time. Then every once in a while they would like get outside of that order, but 90% of the time it was the same fucking order.
So two things that were staples, of course, were probably mozzarella sticks, which are pretty basic, but pizza fries. Like certain diners do pizza fries.
Or a pizza burger.
Like pizza burger.
Burger
but diners also do something called disco fries, which I learned at some point, and again, I could be wrong. I learned that disco fries are pretty much exclusively New Jersey diner food, which are fries with brown gravy.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That's like poutine.
Yeah,
I
close.
guess so.
Close.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also have a list up of things that are based in New Jersey, and one of the things that came up that I couldn't believe that I forgot is Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I also think Aqua Teen Hunger Force, for as ridiculous of a cartoon as that is, really captures New Jersey. New Jersey Joker, the Bacon Cheeseburger Deluxe Disco Fries with crumbled bacon, 100% sound. Bacon Cheeseburger was definitely a go-to, and the Deluxe was a must. They also had the California Deluxe. I don't know if you remember that.
You know what makes me think of New Jersey? Fucking skee ball. Like like the boardwalk with skee ball.
That's one of my favorite things
I think it was
ever. I
invented
want
here,
a skee ball here
by the
so
way.
bad.
I'm pretty sure it was invented in New Jersey.
So,
Whenever the pizzeria downstairs pisses me off with their loud ass fucking sounds all day and night, I always wish I had a skee ball so that way they'd have to listen to the giant, the fucking hard ass balls hit the floor all day.
So Mother Pat in one of the chats said, I took a bite of a chocolate bar and worms started crawling out.
Ew.
I was pregnant with Sarah at that time.
Why?
Got sick as a dog and didn't eat. Hey, I'll
Wait,
counter you that.
chocolate bar. What brand of chocolate? We need to know
Yeah.
what
Good question.
chocolate bar is. Ah, God. Was that the dessert for Rick's dinner?
I heard a story about this girl eating what's it called, a payday?
Yeah,
She was
Payday's
like,
the one with the nuts all over
yeah,
it, I
she was
think.
like,
Yeah,
she was like,
yeah.
don't get paydays anymore. She's like, when they go bad, they go super bad, and they like have a shitload of worms in it and stuff like that. And she said
Yeah.
she had like like, horrific experience with one. And I was like, oh,
Uh,
thanks for ruining paydays for me.
Beautifully Alien
And
says same
yeah,
thing
we-
happened with a kudos bar in the
We were
8th grade.
talking about kudos not
We
too
were.
long ago.
Kudos
Kudos
bars-
and Boku juice boxes.
Kudos bars, I loved getting the peanut butter kudos bars, and what I would do is I would mash it into a ball.
Of course you would. Of
Right?
course you would.
And then-
You can't
and
take
then-
anything that's normal on its own and just eat it. You have to make it gross somehow.
I'm sorry, we only live this life once. I'm customizing everything that I get.
Yeah, like a custom
my liking.
custom Japanese food with bug eggs. Custom.
It didn't have bug eggs. Why do you think it had bug eggs? Listen,
because
listen.
there's
Can
nowhere
I just talk about this for a
there's
second?
no
Let me talk
kitchen
about this
on
for a
earth
second.
that has one sole bug. Okay,
You know,
they
one
come
time-
in packs and they lay fucking eggs.
I went to Olive Garden once, and I remember sitting there and looking across, and somebody was sitting at a table, and a roach the size of a fucking puppy crawled across their table, and they got up and left. And I was like, oh, that's terrible. And then we just ate there anyway.
That is disgusting. How can you just continue?
I don't know if you know this, but the apocalypse is coming, and sooner or later we're gonna have to tolerate this shit. Just cook it in oil,
No,
you'll be fine.
No, here's the thing. The people unprepared for the apocalypse will have to eat the bugs, okay? The people
Okay.
who are prepared and they have their fucking shit
How
ready.
long do you think the fucking SpaghettiOs are gonna last when the apocalypse comes? And it's so
Yes,
close.
it just depends on how fucking prepared you are now.
I guess so.
That's what it depends on.
Is Mother Pat going to tell us what chocolate bar it was? Is that going to happen? Because I need to know. And one time I was at an ex-girlfriend's house, and her mother gave me a thing of soft-baked Keebler cookies, and I was
I
eating them.
semi-remember those.
Right,
and
and
they
I was
were
eating them out of the
delicious.
box, and I remember eating them,
Once.
and I looked down into the box, and they were fucking moving.
Maybe
Chocolate
that's
covered
why she gave them to you, because she's like, oh,
Yeah.
I heard that your man friend likes bug food. So
Yeah,
let me just
sure.
give him these fucking these mobile cookies because
just
he'll
give me-
love them.
Yeah, these will crawl away.
You know what always weirded me out? Like, I don't know if you ever heard about like flower bugs. Like if you leave
Yeah.
flour out for too long,
Yeah.
you get
Sure.
like little
Yeah,
bugs in it.
sure.
And when I was a kid, I was like, how do they always get the same bugs? Like, I never thought about eggs just being in the giant vat, you know?
Yeah, where are they coming from?
It's just in there from the factory, I guess, and laying dormant, you know?
She said she doesn't remember what they were, but they definitely had nuts.
Maybe it was a payday again.
Ugh. I used to love
So-
paydays until I heard that shit, and then I was like, oh, come on.
So the
Yeah,
the
paydays
mov-
were good.
The movie Coyote Ugly took place in South Amboy, and let me just tell you how much sense that fucking makes to me.
I thought it was a Colorado movie.
I don't
There's
know.
a
but it
coyote.
was-
I just remember when I lived in Denver, there was an actual Coyote Ugly. So I
there
just
was not there,
assumed.
when I think about when my band used to play a lot in South Amboy. There's nothing more Coyote Ugly than what that town was like at that time. Very Coyote Ugly. A lot of Batman was filmed in New Jersey. Holy shit.
Was it?
Yeah, the fucking Dark Knight Rises was filmed at Military Park Station in Newark. The fucking Batman movies in the 80s. Batman and Robin in 1949 was filmed in New Jersey.
What is it, like Elizabeth or something?
I don't know. But it's got to be if we're sort of, trying to get the Gotham City feel and look.
Justin, I remember when
Eddie
I
and the
lived.
Cruisers.
I lived in Denver, and in like 2005 or something, a Jersey Mike's opened next to where I lived.
Sure.
And it was so happy.
So good.
Because there just was not really anything in Denver at all that I would say was reminiscent of New Jersey. Like all of the pizzerias in Denver, at least at the time, were owned by Greek people. And I love Greek food, but I don't necessarily love Greek Italian food.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So Jersey Mike's was like fucking exciting for me because it was the closest thing to New Jersey food that I could get at the time. And it wasn't even New Jersey. I mean, Jersey Mike's isn't fucking New Jersey food. It just
how come every diner is owned by Greek people?
Yeah, how did that become a Greek
and that's
thing?
true in Denver too. Most of the diners in Denver are also owned by Greek people,
Well,
and they're very
anymore,
much Greek food.
But when we were kids,
yeah, they were
every
also
diner
owned by Greeks
in the area for like 20 miles was Greek owned practically.
Many diners, particularly in northeastern U.S., are Greek-owned due to the historical wave of Greek immigration and the suitability of the diner business for Greek immigrants. Greek immigrants, often starting as busboys or dishwashers, found diners to be a relatively affordable and accessible business venture. They also brought a strong work ethic and a desire to build community which fit well with the diner culture.
Hey, nice. I'm not just being racist.
There you go.
I don't think it's racist to point out that most of whatever is owned by, I mean, most Japanese restaurants are owned by Japanese people. I don't think it's racist to know that. What would be your worst fast food place? Meaning, like, what fast food place do you like the least? Is that what you mean? Burger King has the most underrated hash browns and the most underrated breakfast sandwiches. Okay, I think that people just don't just say that because they don't know. Because they don't fucking try it. Burger King.
And Joker, I'm going to tell you right now, too.
Also,
like,
Burger King has one of the best old school chicken sandwiches. And get no credit for it.
Not to fuck up your question, but I just want
to... croissant sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Man,
see, Pat fucking knows. Pat knows.
But here's the thing.
I used to go to Burger King to get croissant sandwich, and then I would go drive to McDonald's to get hash browns.
But if you want a dope breakfast sandwich, a dope breakfast sandwich is always those little breakfast nook fucking places, like those little shit brunch places that make fucking breakfast that you pick up, and they always make like the best pork roll, egg and cheese sandwiches like you could possibly eat.
Pork roll's another very Jersey thing.
Very Jersey.
Justin, me too. I think the last time that I ate fast food was probably about 20, maybe about like 15 years ago or 20 years ago. Yeah, probably 20 years ago.
Subs are very New Jersey. Other states don't do them like we do. And I will tell you, too, I'm a fan of Jersey Mike's. I like Jersey Mike's very much. I don't like Blimpies. If I eat Blimpies, like, that's a shit show, like, literally. Jersey Mike's I like, but I will say that if you want a damn good sub, the best thing to do is to go to a real Italian deli and get a sub there. I think those are... There's a place in Tinton Falls, New Jersey, called Taste of Italy. You want a fucking banging sub, you go there to get it, 100%. Oh, shit. Sarah, should we be running our break right now?
Oh, that's true.
All right.
Everybody's going to go run and get fast food except for me and Justin.
Well, if anybody wants to send me something...
Rick will eat a bucket of bugs.
Yeah, I'll just eat a bucket of insects.
All
right. I'm going to mute you two. Sarah's muted. Pat's muted. Everybody take 5, okay? Go ahead, go pack your bowls, grab your beers, order some fucking DoorDash, subscribe to us so we can order DoorDash, and we will be right back. 5-minute break. Don't go. Don't leave. What is up, everybody? We are back. Trying to get Kristen on. Working on it. Bear with us. You have Guinness, dude. I just drank my last Guinness, dude. It's the saddest fucking moment. And I'm happy that I got a fellow Guinness lover here, man. Let me tell you something about that. There was a time when I didn't like Guinness. It was, I don't know, like, what did you guys, when you first got into drinking, right, and you were drinking beer, what did you like? Because for me, it was lighter beers and definitely cheaper beers, but that might have been a financial thing. Like, me and my friends started fucking drinking a lot when I was like 19, I think. And, we just drank cheap shit because that's what we could fucking afford. So we could get like Bud Ice, for example, which doesn't exist anymore. And I wish it did because Bud Ice was one of my favorites. It was like, I don't know. I just like the bottle. I've said this on the show before. See, okay. So see what a Beautiful Alien said? You mean ashtray soda? So that's how I felt about Guinness at first. And then I went to Ireland for 10 days. And I traveled Ireland all the way from Dublin to Galway, went all the way across the country. And the first beer I drank there was Guinness, and I'm not sure after that I drank anything else. I don't even know if I fucking drank water. I mean, keep in mind, I was like 23 or 24, so like it was so much easier to just drink alcohol for 10 days, because your liver is pretty fresh at that point. And man, and after that, I was just a fan, like, eternally. I was a fan. Pat, you got to unmute yourself because I've apparently lost that ability when you want to do that. But yeah, and then after that, and so I actually went to the Guinness brewery in Dublin and had Guinness there. So I mean, it was like straight out the tap. Like they like give you a beer like straight out of the brewery. And and I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if I just acquired a taste suddenly, maybe it was just the pressure, the people that I was with. But after that, I just drank. I drink Guinness most of the time. There are other beers that I like. I like an old Irish family. We drink Guinness and whiskey. I like tons of other. So whiskey is usually not a good idea for me. Typically in my life, historically, when I drink whiskey is when I do the dumbest of shit. And not in a good way, not in a funny way, like the worst of ways. So I tend to steer clear of that. And I don't know why. It's fucking stupid. Like, alcohol to me, like when people are like, oh, I can't drink this, I can't drink that. It's like alcohol's all alcohol at the end of the day. Like, what is the fucking, what is the difference? But apparently there is a fucking difference, Like, I know people who, when they drink a specific type of alcohol, they get violent for whatever reason.
That's
so
me
I don't
with
know.
Gin.
That's you with gin.
If I drink Tanqueray or like gin, I get like wanting to play fight and like
and then it gets worse.
Get rowdy, and then people take it too far, and then
some people get like that with tequila. They can't fucking drink.
I started drinking like vodka. I think was my main one. Like when I first started when I was a kid, because it was just available in the house.
Sure.
My parents both drank vodka, so I was like, that's what's there.
Yeah.
But
sorry, you're muted.
If I went for beer, it was Heineken.
I like Heineken.
Just because I didn't have to drink too many of them to get where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really a big fan of beer back then.
I think if I other beers that I tend to pick, Blue Moon. I like Blue Moon. I like Corona. I like Corona with a lime in it. Very good. Guinness Cream Ale was so good back when. Yeah, hell yeah. And Guinness actually put out a Guinness Blonde a few years ago, and I don't know if that's still available or not, but I really liked it. I do not like Guinness Stout. Guinness Draft, like this right here, 100% my shit. Guinness Stout is not something I will ever drink. Spiritus and Everclear are the only... Okay, so here's a story. So my 20th birthday, I guess it must have been 99, we got our hands on a bottle of Everclear, and we had a party that is a blur. and we had Everclear, and somebody got some Sobeys. So I don't know if you guys remember Sobeys, but the Sobe black tea. It's Sobe is the greatest drink that doesn't exist anymore. Which I do not understand how some things stood the test of time and Sobe didn't. Sobe was the greatest drink fucking ever, and we had some Sobe black tea, and we were taking the fucking Everclear and we were dumping it into the black tea, and we were drinking that, and that was a shit motherfucking show of a night. When I woke up, oh, Kristen's here. Hold up.
I remember back in
I'm
the
so
day,
happy you're here, Kristen.
we used to drink the OEs and stuff like that too. Hey, Kristen.
Hold on, y'all. I got to get Kristen on the show. Things are going to look really weird for a second. Kristen's coming in through a different channel at the moment, so you got to give me a second.
If you rotate horizontal, it'll probably be better for the...
That better?
Yeah, that's way better.
So much better.
Wait,
Yeah.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay!
You're fitting inside a rectangular box on the other end.
So because this is unplanned, guys, you got to bear with me. I'm going to get her in the show properly. Just you can talk, Kristen. Sarah, if you have anything you want to tell her.
I haven't drank in like, oh my God, almost 10 years, but I really only exclusively ever drank rum. Part of my problem was, so no one like Rick can attest that this is accurate, but no one would believe it. I think because I think people say these things to boast, even though I don't really understand why it's a boast, because honestly, the less you can drink, the more money you save, which I think is the way bigger boast. But I could drink, like, I used to be shocked that people would only drink like 1 or 2 shots and they would start to get fucked up. And I was someone who never drank and then started to. So I didn't fully know how much a normal person drank before they felt it. But I always thought it was weird that most people would just take a shot or two. And I could drink like a whole bottle of rum and just keep going, which was so fucking dangerous. And so the reason why that was the case is that people with Lyme disease, their liver metabolizing things is working differently, and so I wouldn't feel inebriated, but that didn't mean the alcohol wasn't fucking me up, like hurting my body. Like, the chances of me getting alcohol poisoning were so incredibly high at the time, but I was so naive, and I just thought, like, God, for some reason it takes a lot to get me fucked up. But like, it was like dangerously a lot, not like just, oh, she drinks a little bit more than most people to get fucked up. It was like a scary amount. Like, Rick can tell you, I would literally just, like, you can see Old Awesome Talks. I literally have a bottle there. I'm drinking the whole bottle. And then one day I was just like, I'm just drinking liquid sugar. Like, this is poison. And then I just stopped, like, just cold turkey, stopped drinking and have never drank ever again. But like, I'm so happy Kristen is here. I have to change the subject because, Kristen, look what came in the mail.
Oh, no.
Kristen, you're muted. But I know that right now you're probably sounding pretty astounded. There's little baby Pat. Look at Pat. Right there on the cover. Oh, my God. Guys, can you believe what I'm showing you right now?
That's
Pat
me.
on the cover of a goddamn book right there.
I can't believe it came in the mail.
I feel so excited that this got here in time for this episode. It came a couple of hours ago.
I can't believe you actually found it.
Oh, there's like 1 million copies on eBay. This was like the best $6 I've ever spent in my fucking life.
And fix this. It's so weird being on my phone on Teams.
Yeah.
You sound pretty good for being on your phone, honestly.
Yeah, for real.
I'm gonna plug in Apple here for my AirPods.
Well, they're doing a decent job.
Kristen, if you could name a movie.
Yeah.
Kristen, can you, when you think of, what movie do you think feels like New Jersey? Like, what movie takes place in New Jersey, but also they get it really right? Like, the vibe is really on point.
Oh, I feel like it's got to be Clerks.
Everybody said that.
It's definitely got to be Clerks.
Right, because Clerks captures the New Jersey vibe. Even though it came out in like 96, 97, it's still captured because the vibe hasn't changed.
No, it really hasn't.
But Kristen, I also feel like, Kristen, if there's a second movie I have to add to that list, it's the first Harold and Kumar movie.
Oh yeah, that makes sense too. That makes a lot of sense.
Salty Puppy said Wild Turkey will put your dick in your watch pocket.
What?
We were talking about different alcohols before you got on, Kristen, and what our preferences were. Like when you start drinking for the first time, we'll put your dick in your watch pocket.
Dude,
That's the funniest thing I ever heard.
Literally, the first time I drank gin was when I started getting chest hair. Like the next day, I started getting chest hair. It was
I thought you were gonna say you got chest hair.
Oh my God.
I was like, what the hell happened?
I went to a bar with Rick. I have no idea why I had gin that night. I don't remember. I had gin mixed with some random shit, and I named it the Holy Diver, and I puked that shit up so hard that night. And Rick always says he doesn't remember that, and I don't know how it's possible that he doesn't.
I was probably wasted. Probably.
It burned. I don't know why it made me so sick. It
In the
just
late 90s,
was so acidic.
In the late 90s, me and a few of my friends went through a phase where we were carrying Tanqueray in our back pockets all the time. And because it was lost in our Jenkos, like there was never any worry that a cop was going to find it because he would have had to, would have needed fucking dogs to find that shit in a pair of Jenkos.
I'm pretty sure they were used to checking Jenkos in the 90s.
Trust me, they weren't.
Like yards of fabric on Jenkos.
Yeah.
That's like going through curtains.
Yeah.
That's the secret. That's what they don't tell you about Jenkos, is that you could hide anything in a pair of Jenkos. Like my friend had a pipe and a bag of weed and he got pulled over and the cop patted him down and couldn't fucking find the shit. Because, like, where are you looking? How long is this search going to go on for?
He underestimated how deep the pockets were.
Yeah. I mean, you underestimate how deep the pockets are when you're wearing them.
Oh,
I like
bet.
that they're back.
You put some
like
change in there, you're never
PlayStation.
finding that change ever again.
True.
No, that's an
You'll hear it
excavation.
forever, but you'll never find it.
Yeah.
You hear it jingling around forever.
Let's see. Hold on a minute. Let's see. I carried bottles of Jameson. Heavy shit. 2 Fingers was a good rocket fuel before it became popular and expensive. Yeah, sure. What is the most expensive liquor anybody here's ever drank? I've never had. So the two that I always hear especially in hip hop music are Cristal, which is what they used to talk about, and now they talk about Hennessy. And I've never drank
Hennessy
either
is not
one.
an expensive
Hennessy
alcohol.
is not expensive.
Oh, it's not expensive?
No.
I had no idea.
It's like
Hennessy's not
garbage
expensive.
alcohol. It's like drinking Everclear.
I don't drink that level of alcohol
No,
because
it's not well.
It's like cognac.
Yeah, it's just, cognac. It's like,
I don't know if I've ever drank cognac. I'm not sure.
I love Hypnotic. Hypnotic's really good. It's cognac, vodka, and juice.
Yeah.
Some kind of juices, citrus.
I just like cheap fucking alcohol back in the day. Like, dude, I only just now realized that Boone's Wine is still a thing. I had no idea. I thought that was over.
does anybody like Curacao?
Boone's,
Like
what's
usually
that?
it's just a mixer, like the blue Curacao. They usually mix it in mixed drinks. You don't usually drink it on its own. But when I was in Curacao, they sell the bottles of alcohol like on every fucking street. There's a street vendor just selling bottles of Curacao. But on the island, they don't just have the blue one. They also have chocolate and they have a green one. And the street vendors just sell them in 3-packs. And the chocolate is so fucking delicious. If you ever see that at a bar, which I've never seen it anywhere but on the island, drink it. It's so good.
What's Boone's Wine? Is that like Mad Dog or something?
Boone's Wine is a very, very cheap ass wine that we used to get, and we would just drink it by the fucking bottle. You just get a whole bottle of it, and it was like a fruit flavored wine, and Boone's Wine and a toke. That's what Salty Puppy says. 80-year-old collection of Jack Daniel's blue, green, silver, black, and gold. I drank with my dad. I didn't drink almost ever with my dad. My dad never. I think I saw my dad drink 2 beers in my entire life, and one was on a dare.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Did anybody's parents
I feel
drink?
like
It's not a very
peach wine
good dare.
coolers?
I wish my dad had
No.
drank more because he was funny in those few, because he would feel the one beer because he would never drink. Boone's Wine and a toke. I'm checking the chats here. Hey, did you guys see that SpaceX's rocket blew up?
Oh, yeah.
not surprised.
Pat, you didn't see
That was
this?
a big one, yeah.
Did
That was a
anybody
big
else's
explosion.
parents or mother specifically drink peach wine coolers? I felt like that was a real parental thing.
On the other
Nope.
note, on the other side of that rocket blowing up, did you know that Honda successfully did the same fucking thing that Tesla
Yep.
took like a million tries to do in one shot? They were
Yep.
like one and done. All right,
And they
we're
didn't
good.
blow up. They didn't blow up.
Nothing
you said?
blew up. They caught it. They
Obviously,
no diffed that shit like it was nothing. Like
the conspiracy theories are thick with the SpaceX one.
Of course they're gonna be.
Thick.
I
At a
mean,
friend's wedding, I had a glass of Macallan 50-year whiskey. I had somebody brought over a
Is that
bottle
very
of-
expensive?
If it's 50 years old, I imagine it's gotta be. Somebody brought over like a bottle of Glenlivet once that was like 20 years old, and we drank that. My mom drank Peach Arbor Mist. Yep.
the
I
most
haven't heard that
expensive
name in a
wine
long
I ever
time.
had was probably before I even could appreciate it.
I've been embarrassingly drunk at weddings. I don't know what it is with weddings.
I
But
feel
I
like
tend-
that's what you're supposed to do at a wedding.
That's what I feel like too. You're supposed to
Yeah.
go all in. You know what I mean? Like,
You definitely got to go all in. I mean, it's like an open bar.
apparently, I went way far too in once or twice.
50K
Was asking-
bottle? Damn.
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 That's ridiculous, man. People spend money on the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I
way too much
hopefully you
money.
didn't pay for that bottle.
Right?
Yeah.
Damn.
So here's the thing. You drink something that costs 50 grand, right?
That's good.
And when you drink it, does it actually taste different, or is there sort of a feeling that happens where you're just like, I can't believe I just drank something that's supposedly, so they tell me, worth this much money?
I'd imagine it tastes like shit, but it probably gets you really fucked up.
It better.
Well, Clase Azul is like, my friend is a bartender. I was like, what's the most expensive alcohol you ever had? I know Clase Azul is like, how much is a bottle of Clase Azul? And you said it's not worth it. It's like $70 for a shot
Sure.
of tequila.
Jesus.
$125 for a shot.
That's ridiculous.
$125 for a shot.
$125 for a shot.
Yeah. It was a special edition Clase Azul.
So, okay,
It's a
Adam.
regular Jameson. It's
is-
better. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's fresh.
Is Jack Daniels okay when it's that old? Like, can you just drink Jack Daniels forever, even if it's forever years old? That's a long time to have a bottle.
Like, and everything, like, even wine, like, you can't. 100-year-old wine does not taste good.
Oh my god!
But,
so
but
when I was
that,
really
that
little,
all depends on how you store it.
Okay.
when I was really little, my
But-
father really loved throwing parties in our larger backyard, and he had a 4th of July party one year, and my parents bought boxes and no, I don't know if it was 4th of July. It might have been New Year's, whatever. They bought boxes and boxes and boxes of champagne. Like, there were so many fucking boxes of champagne. But most of them did not actually get drunk. So they stored the cardboard boxes under this crawl space that we had underneath the stairs in our house. And they were there forever. And one night, me and my friend, Adam, I'm talking about Lauren here, we decided to basically dare each other to drink it. Now, this had been under the staircase, not like a cold, like, wine cellar, like a staircase in a fucking dumbass suburban house. Like, we decided we were gonna, like, dare each other to drink this old, shitty champagne. And you're right, Pat. Not everything can just age gracefully when it comes
Even
out.
if you store it properly, I mean, I've never had a good old wine. I've tried like a 50 or whatever 20-year-old wine before, and it was always disgusting, even if it was stored properly. It's like you don't even want a lot. It's like a novelty, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
People
it is
I drink 20-year-old wine, like, fuck off. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know, man. Like, we also grew up in the 80s and 90s, and, like, I can remember drinking beer when I was, like, practically a toddler. Because my grandfather...
Beer when you were a toddler?
Yeah, because, like, back then, your grandfather would be like, here, have a sip of this. You can have a little sip. A little sip isn't going to bother you. And, like, all of us kids from back then have some fucking paper picture of us being a little kid drinking a fucking beer.
Yeah,
And,
I don't know if I have that, but in Italian families, usually your first taste of alcohol is if you have anything wrong with your mouth, they'll rub like Anisette or something on your gums, and that's usually the first taste of alcohol an Italian child gets.
Well, the first time I got drunk, I was a toddler because I got my hands on a bottle of Listerine, and I drank the whole fucking bottle. And then apparently I slept for like 18 hours.
Did they take you to the hospital for that? Because I don't think you're supposed to drink the whole bottle of Listerine.
My mom, it was Scope. There's my mom, and she said it was Scope. And she called poison control, and they kind of laughed at her, and they were just like, he'll sleep it off.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. You know, back then, back in those
crazy.
days, you go to the doctor's office, and the doctor's smoking a cigarette, and they perform surgery with butter knives and shit.
Don't tell me they were smoking and doing surgery in the 90s and the 80s.
I have no doubt.
Yeah, they would just ash in your organs.
Ash inside the organs is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't give a fuck.
So we have microplastics, and then people used to have cigarette ash.
Yeah. See, my mom just said I was just drunk. I was just a drunk toddler. But I was weird like that as a kid. Like, I would also sneak downstairs, and I would take, like, the Pepto-Bismol out of the fridge, and I would drink that straight out of the bottle, too, because I thought it tasted good. And
Nothing's better than Dimetap.
And another thing I remember doing is I must have been 13, maybe, and my neighbor had a party, and he had a keg, and he put the keg in his shed.
What?
Right? So my cousin and I got some cups, and when nobody was home, we jumped over the fence and we broke into his shed, and we were filling up cups of beer out of this warm 2-day-old keg, and we were drinking beer out of that.
Sometimes you do what you got to do, you know?
That's exactly right. Gen X raised on hose water in the Galactic. No shit, dude.
For real.
100%. Yeah, man.
The street lights raised us.
Yeah, for real.
It wasn't good. Does Dimetap still exist? Oh my god, it does!
What is Dimetap?
Dimetap is children's cold medicine that's grape flavored, and it is like it is my favorite, one of my favorite drinks. I can drink so much of it. I love it. It's so delicious. I can taste it right now. I can smell it. Oh my god, it's so good. I haven't had it since I was little. It's like, seriously, it's one of the most delicious drinks you'll ever have.
Dimetap?
Like drinking lean over there? What are you doing?
I'm over the counter drugs, man. Some of them are winners, dude. I still think Benadryl is a total winner.
Really?
Yeah, but not for the flavor. That's just for how it fucks you up. Dimetap is specifically for the flavor.
Yeah.
Oh. It's
all about the flavor.
It's like, it's just so good. And in fact, their packaging has a grape that's smiling happily on the front. And I can understand why.
Yeah. New Jersey Joker. New Jersey Joker. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Yeah, that was a real commercial when we were growing up.
And they
Yeah.
never knew.
Nobody fucking knew. Nobody gave a shit.
Like a bunch of times I'd be walking in just as that would be playing on TV. And I'd be like, I'm right here. And
Yeah, here I am.
Here I am.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No phones. No way to contact you.
Yeah, and it's like, like if there was any good thing about that too, is that there's no proof of anything that we did. And that's the whole thing that like phones in and of themselves don't bother me. What bothers me is that every dumb fuck kid in the world now has to record every stupid shit thing that they're fucking doing and sharing it, and then they wonder why the police show up at their door 2 hours later. Like, you're not supposed to film it, asshole.
I hate those like gatherings of like the Manhattan sunset bullshit or whatever the fuck, and then like you see like 100 people taking the same picture. It's like
Yeah.
they're all gonna be there.
Yeah, sure.
You're gonna be able to search all of them. Like
Yours is
you
not
don't
unique.
all have to fucking do it. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. Yours is
Oh,
not
the
unique.
Manhattan Henge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're not even taking a unique photo. It's one of 1,000 or one of thousands.
It just used to be you went out and you did some fucked up shit, and then you fucking bailed, and like that's what it was. Or if you did something fucked up, it was just a story or a rumor. That was it, right? Like a couple years ago, like these two fucking idiot teenagers. One of them, they didn't even do anything wrong, in my opinion. They were like walking past a church, and there was like a statue of Jesus, and one teenager jumped up on the statue and humped Jesus' face for a second, and of course his friends got to film it and put it on the internet, and then the fucking police showed up later, and they were like, oh, this is like vandalism, and I'm like, what did he vandalize? And it's like,
Unless you broke something or left.
he didn't break
left
anything,
something
nothing
behind.
happened. It was just a bunch of bullshit, and like
They're probably
gotta-
Christian police.
you got to be smart, man. That's why you don't get away with anything.
Not my God. You're not teabagging Jesus.
Right, yeah, right. Yeah, teabagging Jesus on my watch.
That's such a great romance song or book, romance novel.
Yeah. Don't teabag Jesus. No teabagging Jesus. Television.
I feel like that would be a really great gospel hymn.
I mean, he did die.
Yeah, sure.
He did die for your ability to teabag that statue, though.
Yeah, for real, 100%.
It's almost
And they're
disrespectful
taking
not
it
to do
away.
it.
Yeah, there they are, just filming it. Putting it in the internet.
Gotta get your sins in while they're forgiven,
Liquid Benadryl was delicious. Dude, you know what I love about the whole Benadryl thing? Is I don't know if it's still available, but a couple of years ago they put out a version of it that didn't have the medicine in it. It was just the shit that fucked you up and knocked you out.
Yeah, that's Tylenol
Codeine?
PM.
No, it was in liquid
Diphenhydramine.
form. Yeah, it was just liquid diphenhydramine. There was
That's
no
every over-the-counter sleeping pill.
fucking absolutely fantastic. The thing is that it makes my dreams fucking bonkers.
But diphenhydramine is also an antihistamine.
I had a dream. I took Benadryl last week to help me sleep one night, and I had a dream that I had a controller in my I had a control in my hand, right? And I was able to walk around outside, and every time I changed the channel, it would turn into a different style animation. But it was incredibly fucking vivid, and it's just a effect you don't get from many other drugs.
With Benadryl? Benadryl's
Benadryl.
crazy.
Yeah.
The
It's
Hat
fucking-
Man is real.
It puts you
The
at higher
Hat
risk
Man?
of getting
What?
dementia.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it does. The Hat Man, the sleep paralysis demon that you take when you get when you take Benadryl.
What?
Has
Yeah.
anyone here ever taken Ambien?
Yeah.
Never.
What do you, is it worth the hype or no?
No.
No, okay.
I've been on a lot of really strong prescription sleeping pills over the years because I've had insomnia since I was 16, and they've basically tried them all on me. But I didn't like Ambien at all. Actually, I don't. It was right after I had surgery, and I was on morphine too. So I mean, I guess I could be getting my wires crossed over which one was doing what to me. But I was on morphine for like years, so I think I knew what the fuck it was doing to me at that point. Um, but the Ambien definitely didn't help. So the worst side effect of morphine, I was on time release morphine, is that um it caused like basically sleep paralysis. It caused like the most intense nightmares you could fucking possibly imagine. And Ambien just added to the mix. I didn't It didn't really like help me with sleep very much the way that it allegedly is supposed to. The best sleeping prescription sleeping pill I was ever on was something called Roserum, but I think they stopped making it
Why was it the best?
because it was the only one that made me sleep like really. The problem with being like I like my like you've seen me when
Whoa.
the insomnia flares up bad. Like you've
Yeah.
seen it. Like I could just never sleep ever. And the problem with being on prescription sleeping pills for something like that is that you don't wake up and feel like you got sleep. You just wake up and feel like there's a black hole of missing time, and you don't actually get rested. You just have some blank spots. And some prescription sleeping pills make you feel more like that, and some make you feel a little less like that.
New Jersey Joker says, let's see, you don't know Vivid, take diphenhydramine with melatonin. Dude,
No,
dude.
no,
Oh, no
no.
fucking way, dude. Melatonin, I can't even take a chip of melatonin and have anything that resembles a normal person's sleep. It's a fucking acid trip with your eyes closed. He said Ambien fucked me up. My ex found me naked in our kitchen cooking eggs at 3 a.m. And then when I finally got to lay down, it was nothing but horror that I couldn't wake up from. I've never taken Ambien before. I mean, I find it interesting. Go ahead, Kristen.
My aunt took Ambien, and I remember she was staying at her house, and she like woke up in the middle of the night and was like talking to me and my sister, and she wasn't really saying anything that made any sense. She was talking about Disneyland, and then she like left the room and went back to sleep. And I like remember just like that was weird, and I was like, "Hey, do you remember talking about like Disneyland the next day?" And she was like, "No, what are you talking about?" She was like, "Well, it's the Ambien."
Yeah.
Yeah, insane. People do crazy stuff on Ambien.
Yeah, they say it makes you racist and all kinds of shit,
Oh,
according
yeah.
to Roseanne Barr. Yeah,
I don't know about
man.
that.
The
I don't
worst
know, I
I've
think-
seen was Xanax. People like on like 6 Xanax do the wildest shit. They're like zombies.
Yeah. Xanax is good though.
Is it?
It is.
It's just not safe. You know what I mean? Like if you take one Xanax with like a glass of wine, you are on another fucking universe.
Yeah,
It is wild. But
time
that's
and
not
space does not hit
that's not-
you.
not the craziest drug. I think the craziest drug I ever took in my entire life was the fuck was that stuff? Remember that stuff? It was legal a few years ago, and you smoked it. Salvia. That's what it was.
Salvia, really?
Yeah, that was the craziest thing ever experienced ever. It's like being kicked down a psychedelic wind tunnel. Like you. First off, it works within 30 seconds, and it works to an extreme degree in 30 seconds. I mean, like you go from you are sober to you are utterly not even on Earth anymore in 30 seconds, and it lasts about 5 minutes. And then when it wears off, it just suddenly wears off, and you're like somewhere else in your house, and you have no idea how you fucking got there. And it's the craziest shit ever. Let's see, I was a very heavy sleepwalker as a child. When puberty hit, I stopped sleepwalking, and then I stopped sleeping. I get like 8 to 10 hours a week. Dude, I have a problem with sleeping too, and I was also a sleepwalker. In fact, I can remember one time getting up. I was getting up to take a piss, And this is when I was a kid. And I'm standing in front of the toilet, getting ready to urinate. And all of a sudden, I feel someone shake me to wake me up. And it was my mother. And the toilet just went, and it turned into the dog's bowl. And it just, like, I thought it was the toilet. I was sleepwalking.
That's weird.
And yeah, it was totally weird.
Do you remember anything from the salvia?
Yeah, sure. So I was sitting on the couch with my ex-girlfriend, and we basically like packed it into a bowl. And then I didn't think it was gonna work because I bought it at a store. And the only reason I did it was because somebody had texted me and they were like, "Yo, like a train made of macaroni just went through my living room. You have to try this." And I was like, "There's no fucking way that this is real." So I go down to the local smoke shop, and it was legal for like a year. And I was like, "What's the strongest you have?" And he goes, "Well, it goes from 1 to 10 in like grades of potency." And they were like, "We're all out of the 10s, but we have a 9." And I was like, "All right, I'll take the fucking 9." And the guy's like, "Listen to me." He's like, "I'm not fucking kidding you." He's like, he's like, I had a friend who thought his feet had turned into boats. He was like, "You have no idea what this is like."
Nice.
And I was like, "Okay, so what do you do?" And then somebody on YouTube was like, "Oh, you take a hit, you hold it for 30 seconds, you let the smoke out, and then shit just happens." So again, I was ignorant. I didn't think it was going to work. So I pack a bowl as if like it was just like weed, right? So I take this is a long time ago. So I take like this massive fucking hit of it. And I'm like, and I'm counting 30 seconds, right? So I get to about 24 seconds and I start to blow it out. And I mean, when I tell you reality changed, I just remember going, it's working. And then I couldn't stop laughing. And I remember her face, there were hundreds of them. And her face is spinning in circles all over the room and she's laughing hysterically. So then I apparently got up and I'm running in a circle in my kitchen and I'm slapping my kitchen table over and over again. And I'm going, "This is a table, this is a table, this is a table, this is a table." And then all of a sudden it was like reality just like splashed apart like water and real life was behind it again. And it just fucking stopped. And it was fucking crazy. It was the craziest shit ever. And like, if you want to watch people, like if you want to see like reactions, just go to YouTube and look up people smoking salvia. It's the craziest shit you've ever seen. Because when people would come over, like I never did it again after that. That was my fill. I was like, I am done with that shit. That is all I needed to know about that. And then I had a bunch left that people would come over and they'd smoke it. And I would lock the front door, like all 3 locks, because I was afraid they were gonna try to run and leave and not even know what the fuck they were doing.
How long did it feel like it was lasting to you when you were done with it? And they were like,
5 minutes.
It's only been 5 minutes, and you're like, what?
It actually kind of felt like less than 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
It probably felt like a minute or two.
Okay.
But I mean, a wild fucking minute or two. When I tell you, it's like you're being kicked down a second. And the other thing too that to keep in mind, and I don't know this personally because that was really the only time I ever really did it. Apparently, every single time you smoke it is completely different than the time before. So you're never experiencing the same thing twice.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very, very crazy.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah. It's nuts. I mixed salvia with wormwood and kava root. I remember nothing but leaving my body and floating into the stars. I lost 39 hours. I felt great when I finally returned to this universe. Holy shit.
39 hours.
39 hours, dude. That's a whole work week.
That's a whole business. Yeah, that's
That's a full-time job.
it's a full-time job. No lunch break.
No. Man. Wormwood. Yeah, me and the other singer from my old band, we drank a bottle of What the fuck is the shit with the wormwood in it? I can't get my ADHD won't let me
Tequila?
get word. No. Hold on.
Absinthe?
That's it. Yeah, we drank a whole bottle of absinthe and then we did a radio interview.
I'm sure that went great.
Oh, it was awesome. Absinthe, yeah.
You ever see that Always Sunny in Philly episode where they're doing the musical number or whatever, and at the dance they're doing like a dance scene, and then it cuts to them and they're just two drunk people just standing there going, oh, like, that's kind of how I just imagine that. Yeah, it went great, and then you're just like, oh, the absinthe, it's fucked up. You just
Well, luckily I have a recording of it so I can review it and know for a fact that it went okay.
Okay.
New Naked Gun movie coming out, guys. With Liam Neeson taking the spot of Leslie Nielsen.
That's
Did you watch the trailer?
No.
So good.
It's weird right off the bat, though.
It looks so. It completely captures the Naked Gun feeling 100%. He is the #1 best choice. Liam Neeson is supposed to be the son of Leslie Nielsen in that.
Is he?
And and it just looks so fucking good.
I mean, if it's done right, Naked Gun was like over with what, fucking 30 years ago, 20 years ago?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Nobody even heard of that shit probably by now.
I know, right? Like that's going to appeal to an old audience, but I guess it'll appeal to a new one too. But if you watch a lot of I watch a lot of YouTube shorts all day long because I work just sitting right here for 12 hours a day. So my brain needs other things going on at the same time in order to focus. And I watch YouTube shorts all day. And the amount of shorts that come up from Naked Gun movies is pretty shocking. And they get a lot of fucking views.
You know what happened was that OJ case. That's when they stopped playing those movies.
They make a joke about that in the trailer.
Do they?
It's so worth it. Because there's a moment where Liam Neeson, he's in the police station, right? And he sees Leslie Nielsen on the wall, and that's his dad. And he's like, "Dad, I really miss you." And then you see the guy who was his partner's son, like, "Dad, I really miss you." And then you see another guy, and he's the son of O.J. Simpson, and O.J. Simpson at the wall. He just looks at the camera like, "Nope." Nope.
Jeez.
Even though I don't think O.J. did it.
Yeah. You think his son did it, right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I don't buy most fucking highly publicized cases for what they say they are. 99% of them I don't think are what they say they are. And yes, that includes Casey Anthony. I don't think that shit is absolutely. I don't think it's what the news says it was at all.
I'd follow zero of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The things that people can you mute? The things that people think they know, about the Casey Anthony case, is just ridiculous. I'll just give you one quick example. Everyone thinks that kid, when they found her in the duffel bag, that she was wrapped in duct tape, because that's what the news reported, and they pushed that every single fucking day. Not fucking true. She was not wrapped in duct, and that's just one small, minute detail that is so overblown and so not true that it has to make you wonder what else was fucking lied about in that case, or not lied about, but maybe. I think what happens is sometimes the police make a discovery, and then they report on that discovery, and then it gets overblown, and then whatever the fuck hit the press the hardest is what everybody accepts as the truth. And the kid wasn't wrapped in duct tape. The kid was in a bag, that's for sure. But there was a scrap of duct tape in the bag. That's all that was in there. And then that was blown up into this whole fucking thing that wasn't even accurate. That's another case where different family members, the fucking is actually the culprit. Her father killed that kid. I'm 100% sure of that. I would put money on it.
I knew nothing about it. So.
Go, Kristen, what did you say?
I how did he kill him? Can you guys hear me okay? Because I have a fan pointed at me. And it's so weird being on my phone.
How did he kill her?
Yeah. Like, what's the theory behind that?
So Casey Anthony had said that her father molested her growing up, and it was very specific. Her father used to choke her until she passed out, and then he would molest her.
Hey.
And when it comes to her daughter, her and her daughter were staying at her parents' house, and her father woke her up and said an accident happened. And he drowned the fucking kid is what he did, because he was trying to knock her out so he could molest her. And if you watch, while Casey Anthony was on trial or locked up, whatever the fuck it was at the time, if you watch him give his public speech about how much he misses his granddaughter, if you look at it through that context, it is so utterly fucking creepy that you will say to yourself, I 100% believe that this creepy child molesting fucker did this.
I don't remember what he said, but didn't he say something like that he misses the way she smells? Or I don't know, it was so real, like skin crawly. Yeah, like really skin crawly level.
And the other thing that people don't realize is her father was an ex-cop. Her mother was a fucking, I don't remember I think her mother was a court clerk. And her father was very, very close with the police department that was investigating that case. And he also changed his story several fucking times. And each time he changed it, he geared it more towards his daughter. Now, I do think she knew her daughter was dead. But I also think that she was 19 years old. And I think that when you're in a house with parents who abused you, and you are a victim of that abuse, the way that you process your relationships with those people is not always the expectation that everyone thinks it's going to be. And I think that she tried to have a relationship with her parents despite the fact that her father was a sick fuck. And when she used to stay at her parents' house, the kid used to sleep with her. She used to make it a point that that kid would not be alone in the house. She woke up with the kid not fucking there. And that's when the shit went wrong. So again, it's just one example, but I think that a lot of highly publicized cases are really sensationalized by the news. And just look at politics. Look at the way half the fucking country absorbs politics. They'll listen to any fucking bullshit and think it's a fact when it isn't. So it's super easy to look at a dead kid, have the news point their camera at the wrong person for too long, and then the whole fucking country thinks that that person is the person that did it. There's no critical thinking involved. There's no actual facts involved. There's no fucking investigation involved. People make up their minds, and that's what they think the fucking truth is. And what do you think about Luigi Mangione? Oh, I got to be careful with that topic.
The Mangione?
I think Mangione could get released.
Someone just confessed to that about a week ago, and I'm like kind of blown away that not like it's barely been reported on at all.
Yeah.
Confess?
Yeah. Someone came forward and said that they are the one that did it.
Not only do they have little evidence of that.
Didn't he admit to doing it?
No.
Nope.
No,
he did not. But despite that fucking fact, you know, you have to sort of calculate for yourself what is real violence. What does real violence look like? Is it one person who pulled out a gun, or is it one person who used a pen like a weapon and killed thousands of fucking people? And when you look at it that way, you have to wonder when you have a jury and you have 99% of this country all has horror stories about their medical coverage. And it's not like, oh, I couldn't get my medicine. It's, oh, they denied somebody I loved who was dying on the fucking table. Like it was nothing. Like it was like your fucking pets get better care than that. Not that they shouldn't, but you know, what's the real violence here? Who's really committing violence?
Yeah.
So
I guess that whole thing where the manifesto and all that other stuff was probably just manufactured.
Prove it.
Yeah.
They found the bag supposedly that belonged to him. It wasn't with him. Prove it. They can't do it.
Yeah, I heard a lot about that for a little while, and then it just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, that's on purpose too, by the way. That's why every time Bill Burr is on camera, he goes, "Free Luigi." He wants people to remember that shit.
You believe Epstein's been like 5 years now or more?
Do I believe that he's dead or that he died the way they said?
Just like nobody talks about it anymore. Like it just kind of went away.
No, it came up again recently.
Did it?
Yeah, Elon Musk publicly said that Trump is in the Epstein files.
Well, I mean, everybody knew that anyway, right?
That's what I said. I was like, who doesn't know that, man? There's 1,000 pictures of them together.
Yeah, it's like you discovered fire. Good job, baby.
Guys, it's after 11:30, so we're going to cut it for the evening. I want to thank everybody who watched tonight, everybody who got involved this evening. We're going to be back on next Friday at 9:30. I'm going to go ahead and mute you guys. Forgive me. Okay, you're all muted. You're muted. You're muted. Okay, I think all three of you are muted now. And again, follow us on all social media. Follow us here. Subscribe, please. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're all over the fucking place. And we'll be back here 9:30 next week. Let's see what this week has to bring, because God knows every single fucking day has been a real... you wake up to a real mystery every day, let me tell you something. All right, so we'll see you guys next week, 9:30. Peace out. Oh, and you guys stay muted until the outro's over.
Thank you.